The Father, directed by Florian Zeller, based on his own stage play. The movie adaptation was written specifically for Anthony Hopkins, and it stars himself and Olivia Colman. It's been getting quite a buzz on the festival circuit and has been nominated for 6 Academy Awards: Best Film, Best Lead Actor for Hopkins, Supporting Actress for Colman, Editing, Adapted Screenplay, and Production Design. The film tells the story of Anthony, the titular father, who is an aging gentleman suffering from most likely dementia or some other form of memory and cognitive function loss. He's being taken care of by his daughter Anne, but we don't really know what's going on exactly because of the way the story is told. And that's basically done from the perspective of the father, which means some scenes are out of sequence, some scenes have like different actors playing the same characters, previously being played by other actors, and also the details of the plot shift around all the time. Sometimes the daughter is supposed to leave London and go live in Paris with a newly met man. Sometimes she's happily married and living together with her husband. Sometimes the flat belongs to the father, sometimes to the daughter and the husband. Sometimes a new carer is supposed to come meet Anthony and get acquainted with him. Sometimes she already quit. Things change and swirl around, deliberately so that we're put in the shoes of a person, experiencing this, suffering from the aforementioned dementia. And as the movie progresses, we're less and less sure what is actually going on, which is the truth, what is a fabricated memory, and what may have been real, but years ago and not in the present. The passage of time is always unclear as well, and I have to say it is equal parts effective and terrifying. The feeling that you cannot rely on your version of events, of your version of reality, of things just slipping away more and more is frightening, and the movie deliberately uses some cues typical to horror films to accentuate that, especially the music, which in certain scenes sounds really creepy, and the way that the scenes are also edited together, so that sometimes what seems like one continuous scene actually clearly has a lot of time passing between the start and the end of it. And as good as the movie is written, directed, and edited, the true hero of the film is Anthony Hopkins, who is absolutely fantastic. He disappears into the role and shows massive range, from this slightly irritated, grumpy old man who we meet at the beginning, who still somewhat has it all together. But he then slowly progresses into confusion, uncertainty, and eventually despair as his mind begins to fail him more and more. There were honestly moments I forgot I was watching an actor doing a performance and thought, this is a real person. Great job from Hopkins, no doubt. Olivia Colman is also very good, although her role is smaller, and on the one hand she isn't as flashy in her performance. It's not so obvious. She's more subdued and subtle, and also that works well within the story. The one thing I didn't quite get was that there were a few scenes where we switch perspective to Anne, but these scenes are still inconsistent in terms of her life situation and when they take place and so on. So it's not like this is done as an anchor for us, for the audience, that we can use to orient ourselves, which as a result makes me wonder what was the point of them. I do think it would have been slightly better if we stayed with Anthony all the time, watched the events exclusively through his eyes. But it's a minor gripe in an otherwise amazing film. I'd say it transcends being a story and is actually an experience in and of itself, a terrifying and heartbreaking one. Well written, well put together, and fantastically acted. It is a brilliant film. Depressing, sure, but brilliant.